grew up pro-black, and all of the black men in my life told me that bell hooks is the devil. All the black feminists hate black men. Feminism was given to black women as a COINTELPRO CIA op because black women had no gendered violence or no systemic oppression because they were women before Seneca Falls or whatever the fuck. And I took my Black Studies class. One of the books that my professor wanted us to read was all about love. I'm like, oh my God, here it goes. I'm about to read the Mein Kampf of black feminism. So of course I read the book and I'm just like, huh? Which leads me down a whole rabbit hole. We Real Cool and The Will to Change, to reading Patricia Hill Collins, Anna J. Cooper, to Ida B, Combahee River Collective. I'm just like, where's the feminism? And when I say where's the feminism, I mean where's like idea of what feminism was told to me to be. All the black feminists were like, oh, black men are viewed as subhuman in society, and black men have been sold a bill of goods. False sense of what manhood is, which is Western white patriarchy that black men have internalized. And black men deserve better, that they are human beings who deserve to be loved. And once black men know that, they will begin to exude that radical love, that radical empathy, that politic throughout the community. Damn. Moral of the story is, if you're gonna critique something, you're gonna have strong ideas about a political ideology or philosophy, maybe read the fucking thing.
You're a hit ass, hit ass, yes, he's a hit ass, yes, the man's a hit ass, yes, you're a hit ass, hit ass, yes, he's a hit ass, yes, the man's a hit ass, yes, metaphor, I already won, so you already done. Licking shots while the fence you hot, so you jumped the gun. You don't want no wars, for you want no run. You ain't calling your fam, you calling 911. Ninth floor wearing hair, so ain't no fear in here. Carrying bone crushers, we ain't never scared. Kill your career, pencils or pistols with that lead, son. Since you hustling backwards, call it red, bro.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Okay, who in the fuck are you talking to? Are you talking to your goddamn peers? Because you ain't talking to me, son. Okay? I got decades on you. Okay? I got fucking decades on you, and I got history. Okay? Alright? I'm old enough to remember the boomers and the greatest generation ever, or the silent generation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm old enough to remember that, and I'm old enough to remember what these households were like and shit, okay? And I will tell you this and shit, alright? Social engineering has a lot to do with the way our community is set up and shit, okay? And the way it's been run and shit for over 100 motherfucking years, okay? You can go back in time and find these answers and shit, you know? You want to read a few books, you know? You want to take a lazy Sunday and read a few books and shit, form an opinion instead of doing your due diligence and shit. If you're gonna read those books, you do all the motherfucking history. Okay, you don't get on here and run your fucking mouth and shit. I don't know if you're a Generation Z or an Alpha or whatever the fuck and shit, but I think you kids need to get your head on straight, because, you know, if you don't watch out and shit, you will be picking cotton and shit, okay? Alright? Man, I'm tired of listening to you young motherfuckers run your goddamn mouth. And to be clear, I'm 57, okay? I'm over half a century old, asshole. And I remember when this radical feminism shit started going viral, started going mainstream in the early 80s and shit, around the early fucking 80s, around 85 and a little bit before that shit. This shit went mainstream with these black women going crazy and shit, just being off their shit. And, you know, the minority majority interfering in our households and shit, okay? And the propaganda and shit, okay? It's all part of the plan. And yeah, you know, maybe you think I'm wearing a tinfoil kufi. I just couldn't give a fucking shit, okay? I'm tired of you weird, goofy, zesty motherfuckers co-signing this bullshit, okay? We have generations upon generations of women that have been raised with no, quote unquote, throwing up in my mouth, accountability. Okay? Accountability and shit. That shit is from household to motherfucking household. Okay? And you try it, okay? You try. You get your ass out there in the real world and shit, and you interact with some of these goddamn women. Okay? I don't want to say some, not all shit, because I feel, in my opinion, in my esteemed chronological opinion, that I don't have to point out black women that are not like the others and shit. Normal black women and shit. You know, well-adjusted black women. I am not talking to them. I'm not talking about them and shit. They're excluded from this argument without me having to have the need to say some, not all. You saying some, not all. Anyone that I hear say some, not all and shit are a handkerchief head. Okay? Because these women know we ain't talking about them and shit. Okay? And I trust them to be smart enough to know that I'm not talking about them and shit. I'm talking about a large majority of women that should have a negative mindset and use buzzwords. Okay? My favorite buzzword is the patriarchy. There is no fucking patriarchy in the black community in this here United States of America, 3Ks and set. And I think you should do your due diligence and shit, okay? Alright, I just get so fucking tired. I can't listen to this shit. You wouldn't sit in front of me and say any half of that bullshit to my face. Okay? This ain't no threat or nothing, but you know, you look at my motherfucking face and you see the story on my face and shit. You ain't gonna say that shit to me. Alright? And I can't tell you how many times. You know, I can't tell this audience how many times. Now, I grew up in a matriarchal gulag and shit that started out as a nuclear family. And I watched bad decisions destroy my family to its core. Alright? So much so that I question my own fucking paternity. Alright? I'm tired of listening to this bullshit. You sit by, you're a handkerchief head motherfucker. You wipe your sweaty brow and shit while these women run your bitch ass off the Grand Canyon into the abyss and shit. With their bad decisions and shit. Alright? They're social engineering and shit. They're co-signing the most negative parts of the human condition. Alright? And fuck up their kids. And then you had generation upon generation, and we get to, you know, fuckheads like you. Okay? Fuckheads like you and shit. I'm Generation X and shit. They throw a lot of that bullshit on us, but we're the last Teflon, generation and shit. We're the hardest, motherfucker. Okay? I'm Generation X, goddammit. We're the hardest generation and shit. We had to raise ourselves. We had to be latchkey kids and shit. That's when they rolled out a lot of this shit mainstream across the country, across the world. Right? When a girl balls my ass. Right? I don't care how you feel. And you don't come on here and disparage your fellow men, okay, or your fellow males in your case and shit. Based on some books you read on a lazy Sunday. All right? You don't know shit. Right? Bell Hooks made inflammatory comments about black men and shit. She was a goddamn lesbian and shit. And I always find that using common sense helps me in these things and shit. Why would any true lesbian be interested in interactions of a heterosexual nature and shit unless they're an agent of chaos? Right? And we get this shit a lot of times, you know, in our community and shit. There's a lot of ops coming in there. A lot of this weird ass psychological double talk and shit. You know, and if you have any kind of common sense, you'll be okay. Right? You don't have that. You fucked. Right? You get ready to get your ass out there. Because I'm telling you, the modern society and the way it relates to straight black men and shit is a Dred Scott, a sum cost fallacy. Right? You're less than 1/3 of a fucking man and shit in a lot of these socially engineered women's eyes. I like to call them evil black female misandrists and shit. I'm gonna die on this hill. How dare you? Okay? How dare you? Right? You keep that shit to yourself. Okay? Don't we have enough people out there disparaging us as a group? Infantilizing us, negging us, trying to keep us socially conditioned and shit to accept less. They live in a consolation prize lifestyle. Instead of reaching for the quote unquote brass ring, you want to sign your name on a. You'll sign your name in blood on the dotted line, you son of a bitch. Right? I seem a little emotional and shit. Yeah. You act like you ain't lived our experience, but I bet you have. Right? You love the beatings, the continuous browbeating, the infantilization and shit, the reduction of yourself as a human being and shit. All right, the economic profiling and the resource mining and shit, and the insurance scams. Huh? Now, you're not even a human; you're an asset. Now, that's the reality you want to live in and shit, son. Huh? That what you want to be? You want to be an item in somebody's fake ass Birkin bag and shit? You go right ahead, buddy. Okay? I'm telling black men to save themselves because no one's coming to save us and shit. Your words, we can call them that, bear this thought out and shit. You will save yourself, black men and shit. Okay? Not just I love my fellow black men, the fellow black kings and shit, enough to want them to be the best version of themselves and shit without any kind of underlying search for validation, because that's feminine and shit. Okay, asshole? I have to fight through this shit. I don't come to you as a paragon of virtue shit. I come to you as a cautionary tale. Now I'm hanging up by my wrist, sometimes by my ankles upside down and shit on this fucking pole, screaming my ass off for you to get the fuck out of there. Get to the motherfucking chopper and shit, okay? And I was offended by your comments and shit after reading a few books and shit, not even doing your due diligence and shit. You tell me about searching on the truth and shit, speaking against the black male vote. Right? You tell me I could keep going. Okay, you tell me about the woman that injected hundreds of men with syphilis in a medical experiment they wasn't even made aware of and shit. And they were given pennies on a dollar for their suffering. And she got to live a ripe old life and be canonized and shit. Some kind of medical trailblazer and shit when she was nothing of the sort. All right, can you explain any of that shit? I'm not even conflating or spreading this across the shit. I judge people based on what they fucking do. All right, maybe you should try that and shit instead of being an asshole and shit. Maybe you should show some empathy to your fellow male, bitch.
You've been taking orders from me.